Okay, so we're gonna do a Q&A, aren't we, babe?
This is a lot. This might be too much for people. I just don't have clothes that fit.
It is what it is, babe.
Babe,
Don't
it's
worry.
a lot.
Okay, so we're gonna do a Q&A. I wrote down a bunch of your questions that you wanted myself and Alana to answer, and I'm gonna read through them, or we're both gonna read through them and try and give the best answers we can.
Contraction. No, I'm kidding.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
You can't say that.
I had a feeling. No. So, if you guys didn't know, Jack is actually taking over our YouTube channel because my brain doesn't work anymore. Like, there's a real thing of, like, baby brain. And I've kind of just, like, said, here you go, Jack.
Take on this burden.
Take on this. And he decided to go learn Premiere.
Final Cut.
Oh, Final Cut.
Yeah.
Which I just edit all our videos on iMovie because I am not tech savvy, but...
Neither am I. But I thought, hey, why don't I try and learn? So now, back to the Q&A.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so Isabel Brockwell, what benefits has come in your relationship in being parents?
I feel like the times that you have are just more special and more, like, you just have these, like, really amazing special moments. I feel like that's kind of almost all I think about if I look back. I mean, we obviously had some really fun times before we had Banks and this one, but I feel like when I think back to all, like, the cool special times we have, I don't know, like traveling with Banks and everything, I just think of family time. Mm-hmm. I think that's like one of the benefits. It's like your life is a lot richer. It's a little harder, maybe a lot harder, but it's richer. Yeah. What do you think?
Yep, rich in love. I couldn't agree more.
I just keep looking at my stomach. I just think this. Should I put a shirt on?
No, who cares, babe? You're 30. Who cares? You're pregnant. Just let it be.
I know, but it might be a little bit much for some people. You have a shirt on?
Okay, so Kit Kat Kathleen, is Banks gonna go pro? So I'm assuming that means you're talking about is he gonna go pro surfing? I don't. I think we both really don't care if he becomes a professional surfer. It would be awesome for him to be a surfer, so that way we can all surf together as a family. But I would never push him to be a professional surfer. I just want him, I think we both collectively just want him to be happy, and that's what we're going to strive for.
Yes, I think it would be really fun if he does want to surf, but we're definitely not going to push him. We kind of just let him, like, even now, just choose whatever he wants. Like, if he wants to do, like, go on a boogie board or just swim, we kind of just do that, even though it would be really fun for him to, like,
it would
surf
be
with us.
It would be fun.
Because we love it so much, and it does take a lot of time out of our day, I guess, to surf, so it'd just be nice to be like, just come with us. But, you know, if he wants to go pro, that's cool. If not, like, we're whatever he wants to do.
That's it. Okay, next one is Caitlin Curry Ramos. I think that's it. What was it like growing up in Australia? That one's directed at me. Growing up in Australia was awesome. I grew up on the Gold Coast, so like the southeast coast of Australia. It's beautiful. It was definitely a sporting kind of world, so I felt like I was always bred to be, something decent in the sport world. So growing up in Australia was awesome. Great community, great people. I'm really proud to be an Australian. And the next one is Juju Cord. If you weren't surfers, what would you be? Oh, that's a good question.
I feel like I would love to be something in, like, the health kind of fitness area, just because I love that so much, and I find that that's, like, kind of my passion if I'm not, like, doing surfing stuff. I mean, yeah, I'm really bad at, like, sitting down at a desk or school stuff. I was never really good at that, but I'm good, like, outdoors amongst things. Yeah.
I don't know. I always kind of rattle around, like, with ideas in my brain of, like, oh, if I did surf, what would I do? And lately it's been like, I don't know. I feel like you're a musician. Yeah. I probably would have tried to do that.
You got the look.
Thanks, babe.
And I feel like you could be a fashion designer.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, I was going to say, I'd do something with design. I don't know what, but something with that.
Living in the nature.
Graphic design, I don't know. Who knows? Okay, next one. Don't know how to pronounce this one. It's Dow 2901. Like Julian Wilson, do you want to stop the tour to stay with your family? That's a pretty good question. The tour is really complex right now. I've always, unfortunately, felt, especially in the last few years, that the tour doesn't really cater to a family lifestyle. That being said, you can make it work, and a lot of people do. So, I don't know. I still love surfing. Competing's definitely seems to fall by the wayside, especially when you have a family and you want to be a really involved parent and partner. So I don't know.
I feel like surfing competitively is already taxing enough, even though it might not seem like that to the outside person, but it is really taxing. Like you're traveling to two different countries.
It's time consuming, mentally consuming, but like saying that, everything kind of is.
Yeah. But I think like adding COVID and a family to it, and then all the restrictions, especially with like the restrictions of Australia, just make it hard.
Definitely.
But
there's a lot of stuff
we're here for you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah.
Team J.
TBC, to be confirmed. Next is Emma. Do you want to try and pronounce that, babe? That one right there.
Oh, I'm horrible with names.
Just try.
Is it Omar?
Emma.
Oh.
Regula. So again, we'll probably get that wrong. Amaro Ugale.
Amar Ugerler.
Are you too vegan for more of the health benefits or because of the beliefs? That's a really cool question, because I think we're both in it for more side of the belief, and then obviously the health benefits follow. Yeah, what do you think about that?
I think mine has like changed over time. I mean, I think it's a little bit of everything for me. I feel like I just started out with it because I really felt good doing it with just like how I felt. And then I started reading more books, and I was like, wow, this is really good for you. And then you kind of get into the environmental stuff, and that was like amazing, because you're like, wow, this is so much better for the planet, because the planet needs a lot of help right now. And then I've always had a huge connection with animals, so it never really made too much sense to me to like
consume.
Yeah, so I think it was like an easy choice for me, and I think it's just a little bit of everything, to be honest. But
yeah.
I definitely would say I started it for health reasons, because I noticed such a change in my energy and like digestion.
Hopefully that answers that. And the next one's Tron Davis. Did you do a home birth with your first child?
We did. We had a home birth with Banks. It was amazing. It was intense and crazy. But yeah, I definitely will do. I mean, we're gonna do another home birth with this one if everything goes to plan. I really believe that like women's bodies are like totally capable of birth, and we've been doing it for so many years, so that was always in my mind. And I watched my youngest brother be born at home, so home birth to me was always kind of a normal thing, I guess. But yeah, we had Banks at home, and it was intense and crazy. It ended up being like the most amazing moment, I feel like, of our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question. Clelo and Stitch. First impressions of each other. Oh yeah. My first impression, I mean, I think we both saw each other. Where we first met was in Bali at Canggu. My first impression was like I almost instantly fell in love with her on the spot. I mean, she was so kind and caring, and it was funny the time that our paths crossed. Like she was, you were like pretty famous at that point, so it was like it was super intimidating for me to speak to you.
Well, Jack being 2 years younger.
Yeah.
I was a cougar. I think we've already talked about that.
But I was extremely intimidated speaking to you, and you were just I can just remember how nice you were and so humble and so beautiful, and I was like, wow, this girl is incredible. I kind of instantly fell in love with you.
I remember like my first impression, because what happened where we were surfing out at this spot in Bali, and I remember him just like in the corner of my eye, I saw this guy like paddling kind of towards me, and I don't know if he was like fully just paddling towards me to talk, but he was just had this huge smile, and his energy was like super amazing, and I feel like we literally will always remember that exact moment for the rest of our lives, because it definitely was a moment.
It was definitely a moment.
Oh,
because
definitely
it was
was a
just me
moment.
and you in the ocean.
Yeah.
That's why I think it was
And
such
he
a
was
nice
talking
moment.
about Coachella.
Yeah. We talked about everything.
And yeah, it was.
We didn't do much surfing. We just talked, actually.
Yeah, it was cool. And then I remember when I got out of the water, he was still surfing. And he's like an amazing surfer. And I was like, whoa, who was that? Because I saw him catch a wave and I was like, whoa.
Made an impression.
Yeah. And then I messaged him on Facebook.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah.
Old school, new school ways. Well, there's that. So first impressions were pretty damn good. Okay, the next one's by Gal Terza. He's
At first, you did a long distance relationship, right? Any pearls of how to make it work? I'm guessing that means any tips to how to make it work. I feel like it definitely gets hard, but then I feel like there's really cool parts, like when you get to see each other again, it makes it that much more special and fun. But tips, I would just say like communication and I feel like FaceTime and Skyping just is like a must. Because I feel like text can come off like you just never know how their voices and stuff.
You don't understand the context.
I feel like we've gotten into a few fights off text where it's like we didn't even like,
Yeah.
you know, that happens to everyone.
Yeah.
So I think like FaceTime and just like really putting in like I don't know,
It's effort.
caring.
Yeah.
You do definitely have to care and like want to know how the person's day is.
It's effort, yeah.
And make an effort to be like, okay, I'm gonna call and give some time. But also at the same time, if those times didn't work out, not to get super upset or, we both kind of understand each other's jobs. And I feel like there's just like a happy medium of kind of that.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anything else? I don't know.
I think
feel
it's just like consistency with all those factors. Like you got to be there for it. You got to communicate.
Yeah.
I mean, and and things have to be reciprocated as well. Like and emotions have to be reciprocated. I
feel like also like reminding yourself like why, I don't know, because I feel like our longest time apart was like 2 months, I would say, and that it gets like to a point you're like, whoa, like I don't like you almost like don't remember like being together. I don't know, so you have to like remind yourself like. I don't know.
But then also when you come back to each other's lives, it's just so.
It's really fun.
It's really fulfilling.
Yeah, it's fun. It makes the relationship fun, I think.
Okay, next question. Lucas Vanderwall. Workout you do for surfing. Right now, I'm just doing a lot of training called foundation training. That's basically all I'm doing right now. You can just look it up, basically. Foundation training's everywhere. It's an incredible like decompression, posterior chain, like alignment, breathing, activation workout. So I do that kind of religiously, and that's basically all I'm doing.
Right now I'm just like waddling, but when I am surfing and stuff, yeah, definitely. I feel like you definitely have to do that like cross training / like balancing out your body, just because. Just spending so much time in the water, your body gets a little off balance, so you have to make sure you're balancing it out with corrective exercises, which definitely aren't as fun sometimes as going to like a spin class or something for me, but
they're necessary.
But they're super necessary, so I do that, but then I also do the fun stuff like boxing, and I love interval training, so I kind of mix like everything together, and I don't know, I just like have my little workout kind of down, but I definitely love like cardio. But I'm getting more into like, strength stuff. I feel like it's just nice to have like a variety of things because, I think it's good for your body.
Rock and jock it. What is the thing that the other does that annoys you?
There's a lot.
There's a long list. No,
I would say the most, I'll start with
Go
this
for
one.
it.
I'll start with this
Go
one.
for it.
I would say Jack is a very fiery person. He's an Aries.
Straight to the star sign. Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny.
When in doubt, just use the star sign.
I'm not even into star signs that much, but he is an Aries. Like, he is fiery. I'm a Pisces. I'm water. And yeah, he gets really like fired up really fast. And for me, it makes me like, I don't know if that's annoying, but it is annoying.
It's probably a quality you don't like. For me,
It's probably because he's been doing it a lot, and I'm like, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, peace out.
For me, there's nothing like glaringly obvious that annoys me. I think it's just there's just day-to-day stuff that happens just when you live with
Come
people.
on, babe. They want to know the dirt. Let's get into it. Let them know.
There's not one thing
There's
specifically.
okay. I could name some things that annoy you.
Oh, okay.
I get on his case.
Yeah, she gets on my case a lot about cleaning when she's also not the cleanest person in the world.
Clear him.
There's that.
We're very different people.
And we'll end it on that before we get into an
But like,
argument.
it's super weird. We're like super different, but we like doing the same things in life, but we do it differently. So there's some battles, but then we figure it out.
Yeah.
And then we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Put it like that. Haley underscore good. Have you ever had any situations that test your relationship to the max?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
I definitely think so. We've been together for almost
10 years.
Is it 10 years?
Yeah, well, it's 9. Yeah, almost 10 years.
Yeah, and I think within any relationship, especially once you get past that year mark, there's just going to be like some challenges. And if there's not, I guess maybe some people have like super...
No, I think that's all BS. I mean, like, yeah, you're obviously going to run into some problems, but I think how you get through those problems or how you handle them dictate, the relationship itself and how it evolves moving forward. I mean, we still do have hard times. It's not all just rainbows and sunsets. It can be hard sometimes.
For sure, especially with a family now.
Yeah, especially adding a kid and having our second kid. Like, this stuff does tend to pop up from time to time, but I feel like with us, it makes us stronger. Even though if we do have a hard time, we kind of come back from that. And we definitely learn from our mistakes. I feel like that's one thing we're pretty good at doing.
I think we definitely have matured over time. Thank God. But I think we both have been just doing as professional surfers, we're both surfers are kind of selfish. Like, it's a self-made sport. So we've both kind of had times where, I don't know, maybe like one isn't like fitting into their life or something, but it's like, I think communication is like the biggest key. And we've just gotten better over time. There has been times where we definitely haven't had the best communication, and it's almost like you have to take a step back and like really realize what the other person is going through, because I think that's a huge thing with solving things, is like kind of realizing where the other person is coming from, because they're also going through life and struggles and stuff too. Yeah. Okay, our camera's kind of dying, so last question.
Amelie Gordon. How do you keep the romance alive? I feel like that's actually, it's like being real. It definitely gets harder, especially adding more family members. It gets hard to remember like your spouse. Like, sometimes we get caught in moments where we're just always trying to facilitate to banks. So it gets hard to even stop, pause, and just be like, hey, how you doing? Even that gets hard sometimes. So keeping the spark, keeping the romance alive, really trying to make an effort to do fun things with just us.
Yeah, and I think it's also finding the little times too, like that you're like, it doesn't need to be this whole crazy wine and dine and, roses and all that stuff. I feel like, I think it's like the little times, like you can go up to your person and like kiss them before whatever, or I don't know. Like, I feel like we even did that last night. We were like saying some nice things to each other, and and like, I don't know. I just feel like it's those little times that are almost more important than like trying to go out to dinner or like, I don't know, doing that kind of stuff. I feel like it comes more natural to us, but when I'm not pregnant, I feel like some of our most happy times are when we get to surf together. That's like, I feel like that's like almost like romance because we're both really happy and we're having, I don't know, I just think
It's our
having,
love language.
I think when we have fun together, that's like, I don't know, it's love. It's I don't know. Don't you think?
Yeah, of
Well, like
course. I mean,
seeing
you're
each
sharing-
other like both happy and but yeah, I think just also doing those little like gestures. Jack is really good at it. He always gives me compliments. And I'm getting better.
That's how we keep the romance alive.
Sorry if the belly was a little bit much for you guys. Nothing fits me. Almost 40 weeks. Any guesses on the due date or when the baby will come out?
Gosh, hopefully.
We're hoping soon because, well, yeah, we're hoping soon. I mean, it's whenever.
Come out when you're ready.
But Jack does have to go to Mexico, possibly.
Possibly.
But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next episode. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment anything below.